Well, and for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, it looks like a 3-4-3, but really it could go into a 5-back, which is what we expect. Wachter and Asamanu will be really important coming out in the 4-2-3-1. Look for Cavallo and Gray to look to advance, get it more in advanced positions. They'll try to stretch the game horizontally and vertically just to provide extra numbers in the wide spaces in combination with the players up top.
Yeah, this NYCFC group hoping to keep their momentum going. They've won 3 of their last 4 matches in league play, all by 1-0 scorelines. They're tightening up defensively. They're doing just enough in the attack, coming off a 1-0 win at home, are one of the top teams in MLS in FC Cincinnati. It's a different recent run of form for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, excluding their Open Cup win on the road against Columbus Crew. They've lost 4 straight matches in the other competitions they're a part of right now, League Play and Jägermeister Cup, so hoping that this can get them back on track again. Robbie Mertz has been one of the bedrock pieces for Pittsburgh for quite a while now. Casey, you mentioned that as the day goes along, it might look more and more compact than that potential 3-4-3 for Pittsburgh. We expect it to be very compact, and so too does Pascal Janssen, the NYCFC head coach. He knows they're going to have to be creative in finding pathways through Pittsburgh tonight. That
is the expectation. That's something that NYC faces in other competitions as well in league play, but that's something where they have to use those wide spaces. But you never know, the Riverhounds might try to play in those some more direct balls to try to generate their attack going forward.
Underway on an 11-match day in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Pittsburgh left to right in their black and yellow. He had the assist on Albert Dikwa's winner in 2023 when they hosted the Columbus Crew. Mertz serves it up, still loose in front. On the turn, the volley save made by Romero. Jacquesin on the volley. Over the top from Hack. Ojeda latches on. Cavallo. Hack. Looking in behind, nothing there. You and I were chatting coming into this game for NYCFC. What would it come down to? It's being clean in those moments whenever Pittsburgh would find an opportunity. They may be few and far between for Pittsburgh tonight, but when they happen, have to make sure they're on top of things. They weren't there. They didn't clear their box. They allowed that opportunity for Jacquesin, but Romero makes the stop.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a very big part, is the clinical finishing on both sides for different reasons. For NYC, it's because there's a compact defensive shape, so when they get in the box, they're going to have to take advantage of it. On the flip side, for the Riverhounds, they may not be in the attacking final third all the time, although I will say I've been impressed by their ability to get forward out of that defensive shape, out of that block, and Jacquesin's a big part of that. He looks ready to go. He has been very lively, very mobile up top.
As this game goes deeper, NYC made a handful of short-term loans from their MLS Next Pro side. So while they're missing some of their key figures in the starting 11, they don't have them on the bench either. That's a difference from the match you and I had a chance to call last night with New York Red Bulls going on the road to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. They did rotate the 11, the Red Bulls, but Emil Forsberg, Choupo-Moting, their big guns were all available on the bench. NYC don't have that break glass in case of emergency bench tonight. Looking to the end line here in front, Eric Dick covers it. 18 games. Over the final 16 games, 9 wins, 6 draws, 1 loss. Just the 1 loss over the last 16 games. Right around June, July, they kick it into a different gear. Always have under Bob Lilly. They're hoping that tonight could be a little bit of that springboard, maybe a few weeks earlier than we typically see it.
Well, from the outside looking in, you'll never know exactly what that is if you're not inside the locker room. Is that a mentality piece that when the pressure's on, you have a team that can step up? Is it the tactical learning that they're able to achieve? It's probably a combination of both at that moment.
On the volley here, saved by Dick at the near post. Great touch by Bakrar, who we haven't had to mention yet. Monsef Bakrar, first time getting involved, created that one for himself.
Yeah, it was a bit of a half-chance opportunity in that moment. That's how quickly New York City can strike. This ball's played forward, looking there. A missed touch to go in that direction, but decides to go for it himself. It's a great volley from a very tight angle.
24-year-old from Algeria. 4 caps for Algeria. Played in a World Cup qualifier last June. Waiting for that next call-up. Yet to score this year for New York. 11 appearances, just 3 starts.
That's good from Danny Griffin right there in that moment. That's that outlet that Pittsburgh needs just to be able to settle a little bit more in possession.
Burke Risa stepping up. Waiting for official word on stoppage time. Though it's been a pretty straightforward half. Cannot see it being more than one.
And this is where they're just trying to shift side to side. It's comfortable, it's control, but you want to try to open up the middle. Not able to do it. Walty reads it the whole way.
On the counter, Pittsburgh looking to find something. Try from distance, blocked. Second effort here. Curled save made by Romero.
Great job. He drives at pace, goes on his left. I like that he's looking to shoot from distance. We haven't seen a lot of it. Then he's trying to pick out that far corner. It does bounce. Romero stays really strong. This is incredibly hard to deal with, keeping it low, and he makes a great save to put it out for the corner.
Perfectly reading the bounce on that one. High degree of difficulty on that save. But now a corner. Mertz drops it in. A moment gone for Pittsburgh. Probably the best scoring chance of the half for either side. First difficult save either keeper has had to make.
You can see that Jacqueson just was picking out that corner, and you said it right, Joe. It was the ability to, as that ball bounced, swipe his arm up to be able to hit it out. That was incredibly good, and hit that moment to time it the way he did.
Maybe one last effort here in the half. Ojeda just nowhere to play through right now. The compactness of this Pittsburgh back line. Minute come and gone. Cavallo, hopeful ball in, flicked away. Kept alive on the far side by New York. Overlap from Gray, out for a goal kick, and that'll do it. 0-0 we go into the break.
I think for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they've been extremely composed in the attack, in the way they're counterattacking. They've been dangerous, but still disciplined shape defensively for...
Justin Hack slotted now next to Strahinja Tanasievich. And underway in half number 2. Happy to have you with us on CBS Sports Network and Paramount Plus with Casey White. I'm Joe Malfa.
And across the inline.
Wolf trying to slot it through for Perea. Davon Gray.
When you mention how this possession, what it does is it really condenses the shape of the Riverhounds, and they're already establishing that more. As this ball goes side to side, they get a deeper and deeper positioning, which makes the lines tighter, but it also makes you withstand a lot of pressure as NYC starts to come forward.
Nice give and go here. Good build from New York. Gray to Wolf. Wolf serving, the glancing header, saved by Dick.
Combination play, springs it wide. Wolf takes on and tries to play this ball just on the backside. Perea cuts in front of the defender. Dick holds on to it, but so much better from New York City as they're still looking to play those balls a little bit more purpose than we saw in the first half.
Eric Dick, the reigning Golden Glove winner in USL Championship. 14 clean sheets last year, a goals against average in Bob Lilley's defensive system of .69. Had been around the block before that. 30-year-old was 13th overall pick back in 2018 by Sporting Kansas City. Went from SKC to FC Tulsa to Phoenix Rising to Columbus Crew to Indy 11 to Minnesota United. And now is up in Pittsburgh last year, finally finding a home and consistent minutes. And running with the opportunity, maybe tested again here, Dick. Fed through, Fernandez, the substitute save again by Eric Dick. He's starting to find a rhythm now. Sometimes the goalkeeper, the more you see, the more locked in you get. Now can they counter? Through Larson, had to wait for it. Mertz, Broughton.
With the insertion of Fernandez in there, with two players playing really tight in combination, they're finding the half space in front of the back line, and that pulls.
2022 champions seem like they're poised to make a little bit of a run of their own again here. Sent out wide for Mertz. Back to Broughton, looking through. Hack clears. Further away from Johnny Short.
Well, those are just moments where composure is needed by Broughton as he starts to get forward out of his wing-back position, because they have been defending so much. And that's what we saw in the first half, was the ability to go forward at pace in counter-attacking transition, but also great decision-making of when just to keep the ball, let it breathe a little bit, and set play.
Fed through, nice combination play here. Flag stays down, save made by Romero. It would have counted for Pittsburgh. It will be a corner.
Penetrated by Walty here. There's a third runner from Griffin getting in. And give credit to Romero. He has come up with two very big saves. This one in the second half just closes the space.
It's always difficult for a goalkeeper as well to snap in when you haven't been very active. From the corner, swung in on the volley. Left something to be desired there from Jorge Garcia.
You make a good point, Joe, because Dick has been very good on the opposite side for the Riverhounds. But for Romero, when you have as much possession, it is very hard to stay focused at times in those moments and come up with big saves, especially when they're not playing back through him as much and build out like they are here.
Especially for a goalkeeper who hasn't seen much action as of late. This is his first appearance in 2025 with the first team. Brigham Larson came on at halftime for Jacquesin, and he will be coming off now. Unless there's an injury we don't know about, that says something from Bob Lilly. It was an awkward blow-by, and Larson now having a word with Bob Lilly.
We could definitely see the frustration. You never want to come out in that moment. First I was going to say you wonder if there is a minute restriction as they're starting to go through things, but he has not been as effective in that 9 role for the Riverhounds. If you're not going to be running in behind or pressing, you've got to be able to hold the ball up in that space, allow players to join you, and so they've gone with the change.
Bradley Sample also comes on for Jorge Garcia. Conversation still happening on the bench between Brigham Larson and Bob Lilly. Always teaching Bob Lilly. He's not afraid to get on his players, and players respect him. They always have here in Pittsburgh. Beto Idrach was the one who came on for Brigham Larson.
Enjoy their flavorful menu at one of their 6 Pittsburgh area locations. Thank you, Condensed.
Taken away, taken down. Will that be a foul? Will it be a card? What color will the card be? It's red. It was a last man situation. That changes the equation drastically. Pittsburgh now up a man. Tanasievich sent off.
Well, New York City was in an expansive shape, looking to build out of the back.
Mertz plays it in, end line, headed centrally. Romero with it. New York down to 10. You wonder what they do tactically as well, because they already subbed off one of their center backs, Burke Riso, at the half, and they brought Justin Hack from a midfield position, dropped him in deeper. Now, for the time being, Andres Perea sliding in as a center back. They do have Max Murray available on the bench. He was their 17th overall pick in this year's draft, center back. I've started 8 games in MLS Next Pro this year. He is actually up and ready now. You see bottom of your screen at midfield.
Yeah, the Riverhounds should try to take advantage of this because they look like they have a 4-1-4. That's never what you want defensively when you go down a player in this game, but they haven't sorted it.
Walty through the legs of Gray. He's brought down. It goes against Walty. Also Seymour Reed, the 17-year-old striker, up and ready for New York.
And that's your holding mid, looking to get forward in the 1v1. A little creativity right here, goes through the legs of Gray, but Gray does really well to regain position. That's great 1v1 defending.
Hannes Wolf will be sacrificed here.
Number 17, Hannes Wolf.
Andres Perea subbed off as well. It is Max Murray, will come in as the other center back.
Another substitution for NYC coming out, number 8, Andres Perea. Taking his place, number 99,
Seymour Reed
Seymour Garfield Reed.
takes the spot on the attacking line where Hannes Wolf was. Seymour Reed, again, the 17-year-old, spends his time in MLS Next Pro. 4 goals in 8 starts in this young season. He's been productive, and he has an opportunity here. Show Pascal Janssen what he can do.
And this looks more like a defensive shape we'd expect to see, a 4-3-2 of some sort for New York City, just getting their 3 midfielders situated and playing with them in there just to be able to make sure the Riverhounds can't penetrate.
Ojeda getting in line, has an option in front. It was Seymour Reed who just subbed on. Down a man, but New York has a corner. Swinging corner near the penalty spot, headed clear. Only as far as Ojeda, blasted at goal. It's off the bar.
Really good organization around the penalty area. This one goes out. The first touch sets everything up for Ojeda, and what a strike off the crossbar. There's nothing Dick was going to be able to do about this. He hits it right on the bounce with pace on that. It's a very good strike from the forward. Well, and just before that entire attacking transition happened, I was going to say I like the counter pressing of Pittsburgh high, trying to win it back high up the field. But then you've got to have players like Griffin and Walty sitting in that space in front of the back line just in case there is a loss of possession or that attacking transition is going to be on for New York City.
You wonder if and when now Bob Lilly decides to go to Augie Williams as well. He started every game for them this year in regular season play, has a goal to his name. Now in a game that could be more stretched, it suits him and his style. Double-digit goals in 4 of the last 5 seasons in USL. In behind, numbers again now for New York. Fernandez calling for it, fed his way! That'll keep him up tonight. That will keep Fernandez up tonight.
Too relaxed by Fernandez in this finish. A great first touch to get behind the back line. This is a perfect ball. That's one you walk in. He has to come across it. He doesn't come across it. I don't think he's opening up on purpose. It was almost just a little bit lax in his finish, but that is a big miss.
Left-footed player had to go on his right foot. Goes back to midfield, inviting the referee to blow the whistle here. We're at 5 minutes. Barnes, space in behind. Drops it back. Robbie Mertz barreling through, squares it through, comes all the way out for a hit through the traffic at the back post, waiting to be touched home. Instead, out for a corner. Danny Griffin was wrong-footed and about 2 yards away.
Well, and this is a great build-up. It was an underlapping run, finding Mertz. He goes in the 1v1, just tries to cut it back. Everyone has overrun the ball. Biasi steps up, keeps it alive, and just not able to get his feet right. But there's a final corner kick for them to go for.
Griffin was right there, not meant to be for Pittsburgh. This has to be it for regulation. From the corner, the header! A winner in Pittsburgh! Bradley Sample forever a Riverhounds hero.
What an absolute moment for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They have great play to earn this corner kick, and then this ball is played perfectly into the backside. It's headed straight back to the back post area. The technical execution on this header can't be overstated. What a great goal.
They were waiting for the moment. It finally came. Pittsburgh had been dying for a moment like this, and pardon me, it's actually Beto Edrach, the other substitute who came on for the Riverhounds, getting into the area, sending these fans bonkers here at Highmark Stadium. Final whistle goes. Pittsburgh through to the round of 16.
Absolutely incredible scenes. You get to see how pumped up they are. So much fun for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. You put a sub in, he makes a difference not only in the run-up play, but comes up in such a critical moment for the win.